Hey bitches, it's your girl Miss Lestrange. Finally, back with a new video that ain't Selma or some other shit like that. I'm finally back. How many times have I fucking said that? I thought I would do an honest AF get ready with me today because I'm getting ready to film a review and I wanted to film this because I've not ever done a get ready with me. So for those that don't care, you'll get the makeup, and for those that do care, you'll get the makeup and sort of what's been going on, where I've been, and that's shenanigans, because all I've wanted to do for ages is sit down and film, but I've not had 5 minutes to breathe. And I would love to say that I'm happy about that, but I'm not. Let's do this. So I'm going to start off, of course, with some Give Face Cosmetics Brilliant White Highlight around my eyes. I always do my eyes first now. So yeah, how the fuck have you all been? I am missing coming on and seeing you all, chatting with you all in the comments and interacting with you all. Even on Instagram, I've been dead on there lately. I've just been having some bits and pieces going on. This is going to be in therapy with Miss Lestrange because this bitch needs to get some stuff off her chest. So where to start? I really want to make the effort to be back on here at least once a week because this is like my little escape from everyday life. And with this day and age, it's not going anywhere with the way things are on the tube lately. This is part of, again, where I've been, but I'll get back to that in a sec. This is going to be a long ass video because I'm just going to ramble. I know that it's not going to go anywhere now, but that's fine. I'm sort of at peace with that now. I've sort of come to the fact that I just need to go back to the old ways of doing it-ish and just enjoy it. That probably doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but it will, because when I first started on the tube, it was many years ago, before I even knew what drag meant. And it was back when I was doing my special effects stuff, and I used to love it. It was the biggest hobby that I had. And it was the only sort of thing that kept me sane. So, and I've sort of disappeared and sort of lost myself in the sense where I was just doing it to earn money and just trying to make things that would get views. I didn't really enjoy doing it. This really started to feel like a job, even though it wasn't my real job and earning me the same wage that I'm on in my normal job, which is a shame. And it shouldn't have got like that. I shouldn't have let it get like that, but it did. And that's why I sort of disappeared for a little while. So it's the change of the seasons. We're coming into autumn. Supposed to be excited because October's coming, Halloween's coming, and it's my favourite time of year, and a lot of you are subscribed because that's your favourite time of year as well. But I'm really not all that excited for it this year, to be honest. But because the last 5 or 6 years of Halloween that I've known, I've been having a great time, you know, scaring the shit out of people and just really enjoying myself, that this year's come as a little bit of a culture shock to me. Where was I? So this is what happens when I don't plan videos, I can't speak. I'm not doing as much Halloween work this year, this moves on to 31 Days of Halloween / the Queens of Halloween series / whatever you want to call it. I initially planned it back in the summer and I got everything planned, and this year was the year of the villains from films, from TV, and they were all going to be reimagined as female drag characters. Because obviously my references to my drag a lot comes from horror and that sort of genre, so I wanted to pay homage to the classic characters. It's like Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, etc, etc, etc. I'm not going to name them all. I had quite a few videos for those, and then I had some other things mixed in that are a bit more just me doing drag. Like I had a cyber goth look, I had a biohazard look, and they were all like crazy neon colours with loads of glitter. I've done a couple. I filmed about a week of videos, and I had full intentions of before September having absolutely everything filmed. That way, September, I could get everything edited and scheduled, so that way when October comes around and things get super busy, I can just press go live every day. I don't feel like I've got the time to film 31 days, and I hate that because that just makes me feel like I'm failing, because every year I've failed doing the 31 days of Halloween. This year I got so planned so early and I was so ready to go, and I'm probably the least far that I've ever been in the prep for the series, and that's really upsetting. There's not really a lot I can do apart from keep trying. So hopefully, I keep thinking back to a quote that I saw the other day, and it was saying about when you're aiming for your goals, let's go off of subscriber numbers, just as an example. Aim for 1 billion rather than 100,000, and then anything that you know you've done amazingly well. And like, the higher you set the goal, the further you'll get, if that makes sense. But I thought, okay, I'll try and do that. I don't actually get far at all because I just self-sabotage, go into my head and I'm like, I don't want to do anything now. And I don't get anything done because the goal's so far away, and anything less than that, I just beat myself up over it. That quote really did nothing for me. That's sort of where I'm at the moment in the terms of filming stuff. I'm very behind on a lot of things, and it's very upsetting. You know, it's not nice when... Because I loved doing all the stuff for the Queens of Halloween series. I really did love doing it. And the past few years have been so much fun, getting everything ready, everything filmed. Me and Rachel would go out shopping and buy all bits and pieces and decorations and drink pumpkin spice lattes and have a fucking amazing time. But this year, we've still not even gone around the shops and looked at all the stuff. As well as that, I've got drag gigs to go to as well, and the way my hometown venue is going, it's now sort of raise the bar or go. At first I was like so up for the challenge, and at first I was like, let's do it, this is great, this is a great sort of motivational thing to do, you know, I'm all for it, blah 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 blah. And now, where I have pushed the bar so far and like headed so high for myself, anything less than that, as I said earlier, I beat myself down over. So now I sort of won't let myself fail or go below the line that I've set myself. So any days off that I do have now are spent making costumes, making props, making choreography, making the numbers, doing things. It's fucking hectic, and I would love to say that having such a busy, mad, hectic life doing something that I love, that I enjoy it, but because I don't have 5 minutes to myself, I get really bad creative blocks, and then from that I obviously won't get anything done. And then moving on further from that, that's when your inner Nina Brown comes out, and things just go sort of from bad to worse, really. So yeah, that's where it is. Last night I spoke to a lovely lady called Maria on Twitter. She's a massive drag hag. Hello, my darling, if you are watching. I put a bit of a tweet up and stuff like that, and she was like, oh, it's the change of seasons, stuff like that. And now I really heavily believe in that, and I do hope that it's the change of seasons, but I've never felt this before during the change of seasons. But I am a heavy believer in sort of all the different moon change-ins and seasons and how sort of nature can affect us as people. I'm a strong believer in that. I'm just hoping that things start to smooth out a little bit, because the craziness in my life, other things sort of get affected by that. At the moment, the thing that's getting affected by that is me. My work's not badly reflecting on it because I'm working like nose to the grindstone on it, but personally it just grinds me right down. My regular normal job bores the living shit out of me. So I put in, later today I've got to go to a job recruitment evening with Lush Cosmetics for a Christmas temps job. It's only 8 hours a week, but I just need something that's going to mentally stimulate me and let me do something that I enjoy, at least for one day a week, and something that I'm passionate about, just because of the fucking headspace that I'm in. It's a company that I've always wanted to work for, Lush, but I'm sort of now doing it just for myself and to make myself feel a little bit better. And just to be in an environment that I'm going to enjoy the people, you know, enjoy the product, be passionate about what I'm actually doing rather than just turning up to earn a wage and go home. I probably sound like the biggest fucking complaining, whining arsehole in the world. But if we don't talk about our mental headspaces, then we're never going to get anywhere. I've not spoken about this makeup whatsoever, but I'm using Poison Plum from Sugar Pill. Let me zoom you in a little bit on my eyes. I'm jumping from topic to topic. I've not had a day off in like over a week and a half, so today I was like, before this job interview, I'm sitting down and filming a fucking video because I just need to rant and need to get some stuff out. Yeah, so personal life, because I've been so busy, I've not had time for a personal life. Rachel's still around, Rachel's doing really well. I don't see as much of her anymore because we are so busy. Obviously all my drag sisters I see more regularly than Rachel now because of work. They're all doing fantastically. It's the personal life, I think I'm just feeling a little bit lonely at the moment. And I could use a little bit of companionship, I think. Like, after saying, like, oh, I'm quite happy to just go on and do what I want to do, you know. Now I think I've sort of reached the age where I'm ready just for a bit of companionship. It's all a bit confusing at the moment. I don't know. There's nothing going on with anyone. Not that I'm reading as happening anyway. So, but I'm not just going to jump into things with anyone just so I can say that I've got someone there, because that's not what I'm about. I will wait until the right time, place, person, etc. I used to use this as a platform in which I could just talk and rant and go on, and that's what I'm going to get back to doing. I'm going to try and make the channel back to what it used to be because of the way the algorithms are working on the things like Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that. It's all changed now. And now it's just money, 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 money. At first, when they first started changing it, I was ready for the change. I was like, okay, I've been doing YouTube since I was like 12. I'm ready to start treating it as like, you have to start treating YouTube as a business. But it just wasn't for me. I managed to do Pride this year. I've not even sat down and spoke about that. I performed at my first Pride, which was absolutely amazing. We led the parade in Canterbury, sort of my local, that's the town that I perform in. That was great. We got invited to like a pre-parade, like champagne breakfast thing with the new Labour MP for Canterbury, which was their first Labour MP in, I can't think of how many years it was, but it's been a long time since they've had Labour. So we got to meet Rosie Duffield, who I think is going to do really well, and I've got every faith in her to do what's right for the people of Canterbury. I believe the mayor was there as well. I can't remember, it was all a bit of a blur, the day still. But then we led the parade through. We performed, obviously. I did a Valentina smear, because that's when that was sort of new and fresh and just going on, to over 10,000 people, which is insane to think about it. And because it was such a crazy, crazy thing, I do not remember the performance at all, because I think it was just sort of the adrenaline and stuff like that. It was the biggest audience that I've ever performed to. And yeah, I would love to have said I could have enjoyed it a bit more, but it's all a bit of a blur, but I'm extremely grateful to be able to have performed, and I met so many amazing people that day. It was mad because we'd walk through, me and my sister Vicky, would walk through Miss Victoria Carrier, she's extremely talented. We'd walk through the sort of main area of Pride. We was looking for somewhere to go and have a cigarette, as we didn't want to have one backstage. And the amount of people that would stop us and ask for photos with us and stuff like that, and we'd be strolling, people were coming up to me. I knew that Glitter Bomb as a place was extremely popular amongst the community and stuff like that, but I didn't quite know how much of an impact it had, because I had people I had never seen. I know a lot of people from the club, so I recognise faces a lot of the time. I'm terrible with names, but I always recognise faces. And I had people that I had never seen before coming up to me. They knew who I was, and they were asking for photos. We got asked fucking autographs, which was insane. So it was all a bit crazy, and I still not all come back to me, but I will be forever grateful to be doing that. It was amazing, such a good day. Absolutely tiring. We was up at 5 in drag, and then we came home, got out of drag, got back in drag, and then went and did the after party. We had Willem, Courtney Act, and Gia Gunn. They were all absolutely brilliant. Second time I'd met Courtney, and she was just as lovely as the first time. She remembered me from the first time, which was a bit of a gag. And always great, because the Rue girls, the Rue girls that are the good ones when they sort of remember you. Willem was a darling, and the person I had the most conversation with, believe it or not, was Gia Gunn. I didn't expect that I would, but I did, and that was pretty insane. So they were all angels. They were great to work with. None of them were particularly diva-ish. I'll quite happily expose them if they was. And someone was talking to me the other day about why I make an effort with everyone. When I'm Harley, I don't make an effort with fucking anyone. But when I'm Luna, I try and make an effort with absolutely everyone. And even if I don't like someone, I will be as extremely professional as possible. And that's because, at the end of the day, whether you're a Rue girl or not, the people that come to see you and support you are the ones that pay your bills. And they're the ones that send you love and the encouragement and stuff like that. And no matter whether you've got one fan or 10 million fans, you should always be appreciative, and you should always take the time and have the time for them. I appreciate that a lot of the Rue girls spend a lot of time during meet and greets and, travelling the world. I get they're extremely tired, but I can honestly say I know how tiring life is, because I haven't stopped for I don't even know how long. But I would still, even though all I want to do is sleep, I would still make that effort for that one person, because if that one person, if it makes their day to have a photo, then what's a fucking photo? I'm not Madonna. I'm not fucking Gaga. I'm going to stop and have that photo with someone. I don't think the diva-ish attitude really works. Speaking of divas, we've got Valentina coming to our club next month, I believe. So that's going to be fun. There we go. My liner's a little bit bumpy today, but it is what it is. So anyway, I did liner, because I can't talk and do liner. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, that's what I want to turn this sort of video around and make it a bit more of a positive thing, because at the moment it is extremely sort of negative, Nancy. Because I want to try and get myself better. Things I'm looking forward to. What have we got coming up? So we've got October coming. It is my favourite month of the year, so I do need to enjoy it, because I don't have anything else to ever look forward to. My big drag performance that I'm planning for October night is something that I've never seen been done before. I've researched, and I can't see any queen, Rue girl or not. I've searched them all. I cannot find any queen that is doing what I want to do. So that's exciting. I'm not going to reveal what it is. You will have to wait and see. It's just an extremely, extremely big build. That's the only thing that I'm worried about at the moment, is because it's such a big build, is whether I will have the time to finish everything. But I'm extremely lucky to have my family's support with what I do, and part of the construction of the performance does involve a bit of mechanics. I'm very, very lucky that my granddad is one of my biggest fans, and he's helping me out with the woodwork side of it, which is great. And that's a massive help, because I've got some huge prosthetic builds to be doing for it. And I have been doing it the last few months with my drag. I've sort of been going back to my roots, in the sense of I was always, when I first started on here, it all revolves back round to being here, because that was when I was happiest all those years ago. I used to have the love for special effects, and it wasn't about followers and stuff like that. It was always about just me playing and learning, and that's how I learned everything that I know, was through YouTube. And I wanted to get that back, so I have been bringing some of that in. I did a White Walker. We had a Game of Thrones themed night, and I did a White Walker. I believe, yeah, the video's up for that. I'll leave a card up in the corner. So yeah, Halloween's going to be an interesting one, because that combines everything. That involves the performance aspect that I loved as a kid, a theatre baby. That combines that, because it's all extremely to the T, got to be perfect. And then from there, you've got that. You've also got the prosthetic side of it, the visual effects as well. And I'm really excited to be doing that. As it's been a challenge. It's been a lot to get my head round, because obviously I don't have anything that they've done in the films. It's possible to do physically without a computer, but it's just, you need the equipment, the time, and the materials. And for me to be doing that on half the budget of a film, no time, I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. I'm really excited to see how it all calls together. I'm prepared for an extremely stressful month of trying to get everything ready for it, though. It's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. Hopefully going to see Lady Gaga for my birthday with Miss Victoria Carriage. She had a spare ticket, and she asked if I wanted to come with her. Work are being a bitch and haven't got back to me about letting me have the holiday off yet, but as I said to Vicky, I was like, do I care about missing a day off to go and see Gaga? No, I'm going to go regardless, whether they give me the holiday or not. Learn to let go, learn to enjoy myself, and stop being so focused on work. Obviously it's good to focus on work sometimes, but I'm too focused on working at the moment. And I need to chill a little bit. So yeah, after Halloween, I'm really not sure what to focus myself on. Obviously, hopefully, I will have the lush Christmas temp job, but if I don't, then I'm going to potentially be helping out in a Christmas grotto again, like I did last year. I'm not a great lover of Christmas, but I did the Christmas grotto last year, and I was sort of the head elf in charge, sort of did all the books and signed everyone in, stuff like that, and I really genuinely enjoyed myself with the kids. Seeing all the kids come through and seeing their faces light up was just brilliant, and that really made my Christmas last year. And I got the opportunity to work with my dad as well. My dad came in, I wanted to show him, he was out of work as well, I wanted to show him sort of my world of work in that industry. And he'd never done any sort of performance or acting or anything like that before. So he came in, I sort of threw him in at the deep end. We got him to play one of the Father Christmases, and he loved it. And he did absolutely amazing. The amount of good comments that I got about that, about him, was absolutely insane, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm glad that he enjoyed himself as well. It was just really lovely to see. I can't believe we're nearly at the end of 2017. Next year, I really want to focus on my drag more, and I really want to go full time with it. And yeah, I need to start pushing myself a little bit more, start getting myself out there, get myself on the dating scene, find myself a companion, someone that's not going to be so clingy that, because obviously I move around a lot, someone that's not going to be so clingy that I need to be with them all the time, but just someone that can be there. I feel sorry for any of my friends watching this thinking, you bastard. I mean, not companion enough, but it's not like that. It's a bit different. Obviously, my friends and that I love to pieces, but this is just something different. It's just a different kind of attachment. That's the word, attachment. So yeah, focus on my drag next year. Try and go a little bit more full-time with it. Be happier and more confident in myself. That's a biggie. That's my number one for next year. Hopefully this was a bit of a fun in therapy video. That's what it feels like it's been. So I do apologise if it wasn't, if you're still here, it wasn't the greatest of happiest of videos. But this was always the place that I'd come and talk and get stuff off my chest. But yeah, there we go. This has been a little get ready with me, this lash. This has been a little get ready with me. I'm sorry it was so long, but I really needed to get some bits off my chest, and I did. I really needed it. Thank you for listening. Always work on yourselves, remember. Keep yourselves happy, keep yourselves healthy. It's all a big, crazy, nasty, horrible world out there at the moment. But we've just got to keep going. There's something really off about one of my lashes. I'll sort them out in a minute. But yes, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be back weekly now. I know I keep saying it, but I do really mean to try. Fuck it, I'm going to glue that back on in a sec. So thank you for listening. My camera battery is going to die, but I love you all. All my links are down below as ever. Hit subscribe if you aren't already, because the Lestrange family is going to come back stronger than ever. Lots of love to you all, and I will see you all very, very soon with a new video. Peace the fuck out, motherfuckers. See you later.